Hello, hello. Sorry about that. We're back. All right. Henrietta, Alora, Lagloon. That's it, men. Menace the Slime Otter? Menace the Slime Otter? Zanny, Amelia, hello, hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Teague, what's up? Welcome back to the stream. Mimi, welcome to the stream. Oh yeah, Menace the Slime Otter. Yeah, nice. Yo, welcome to the stream, everyone. Hi. Oh, it's a little dark. Hold on. Let me beef up that lighting a bit. It's gonna be a little dark potentially in here. Yo, how's everyone doing? Happy Monday, everybody. And let's see here. Henrietta and Maggingway, thank you very much for those follows. Welcome to the stream. Thank you. Glad to have you here. Doing good, just chilling. That's the vibe, yeah. That's gonna be the vibe here on this stream. So I know we have a lot of folks tuning in here from the Eluded Ecstasy crew, FC, and yeah, I'm glad to have you all here. Here we are. Hello, Amelia. So, yes, I'm gonna give a few more minutes for people to kind of load on in here, since I know sometimes it takes a few minutes for people to get from wherever they were over to the stream once I go live. But, okay, so to preface this a little bit, hello. In case we've never met, I'm Noa Saitoshii. This is me, or this is Imposter Noah, you might say. Hello everyone though. Yeah, so today we begin work on a very exciting project. I have the great honor of collaborating with Amelia Satella and her FC and just the wonderful folks, many of which who are in here in the stream. And I'm going to be rebuilding / reworking Eluded Ecstasy, which is a nightclub here in Final Fantasy XIV. So for those of you who have never been to Eluded Ecstasy, well, I'm about to give you a little tour of the place. But first, wait, let me first address a few things here. Okay, first of all, let me see if I can get this working properly. There we go. There's a little bit of extra light for us. Okay, so first of all, I want to address here. Oh man, oh my gosh, we have a hype train going, or hype train close. Holy crap! And we've just started stream. What the heck? That's amazing. Amelia, thank you so much for gifting that tier 1 sub to several of your people in here. For gifting, that's 4, I think, and 4 gifted subs. Thank you so much, Amelia. And Bode Oak, thank you for I think the resubscribe, or just the subscribe to tier 3. Oh wow, okay. Oh my goodness. Wow, Bode Oak, thank you so much. Holy crap. And to everybody who just got those subs, enjoy the glow stick and heart emotes that I've made. And please have some fun with those. They are very much applicable here to the housing stream, but of course they're also very much applicable to nightlife. So I made them intentionally kind of modular, so they pair real well with a whole lot of your other emotes, I'm sure. So please do have some fun with that. Oh man, another gifted sub out from Amelia. Thank you so much. Amelia, oh. Awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh. Seriously, this is great. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning into the stream. Okay, really quick, just before I get totally started here, because I know we're going to get like real deep into it, but I did want to just give a shout out too that, so today we're going to be working on sort of the first initial phases of me reworking and building, I guess from scratch even in parts, some of this nightclub. But also, this is going to be happening starting today, but then over the next couple weeks, I'm going to be building this out and probably streaming wherever I am at in the process and kind of showing you a look into that, right? But separately from that, totally separately from that, but related to this housing stream, for those of you who don't know, I am running a housing build challenge right now. So what does that mean? So last week, I launched this build challenge where I announced to the people on my housing stream and in my Discord and even on Twitter that we were going to be doing this build challenge. And what it was is, let me pull it up here. I have the thing. So here we go. So starting on September 19th, basically everybody who wanted to participate in the build challenge was given the same prompt and the same rule set like framework, and then started building to a specific theme, the prompt. Okay, so the idea here is, it's like if you've ever seen like 5 photographers take the same photo or 10 painters paint the same thing, right? This time around, it was housing designers all designed to Under the Stars as a prompt. And it's basically open for their interpretation, and they get to choose whatever they want to do, and they can take that out however they want, right? And the only rules were they have to start with an empty room, build in an apartment or an FC, build to the theme prompt, and they can't use third-party tools. Just to keep everyone on the same even playing field, right? And so then, this Thursday and Friday, we are going to be doing a tour, though, of those builds. So this Thursday and Friday, 4 to 6, or probably like 4 to 7-ish each day, 4 to 7 p.m. PST, this Thursday and Friday, we're going to be touring a bunch of housing builds that are part of the build challenge. So for anybody out there who likes housing or just wants to see some cool art and stuff, and wants to join in game even, I'm going to be touring a bunch of those builds. So I did, before I get into this club design thing, I did want to mention, just make sure everybody knows that is still very much happening this week. A lot of our designers are either finishing up their builds right now, or they are very near to, or maybe already finished. So I'm very much looking forward to the tour this Thursday and Friday. I hope many of you are too. So yeah, hopefully we'll see many of you there. Also, holy shit, we actually did it. Oh my goodness, before we've even begun building here, a hype train, let's fucking go. Choo-choo. Choo-choo. That's it, man. Thank you so much for that tier 1 sub gift. And there we go, kicking off that hype train already. My goodness, what a way to start this. Yeah, so anyway, wow. Yeah, thank you everybody so much for your generosity here. And for Amphi, yo, what's up, Amphi? Welcome back to the stream. Thank you for continuing the gift sub that you got from Kaz. And adding to that hype train. Hell yeah. Dude, let's go. What a way to kick off this housing stream. Hype. That's what it is. Just saying, we are entering, I think, what I would like to call a Noa 2.0 phase, where there's a whole bunch of exciting stuff that's on the way, that's been in the works or is still in the works, and I can't wait for you all to see it. So some of it has already been kind of getting off the ground, or will be very, very shortly. But I'm so excited. Thank you all for being here. Okay, just like how Amelia's all excited over there in the corner. So let's get started then, though, with the topic at hand today. Okay, so, just to preface this too, by the way, so again, today we are going to be planning and brainstorming through the rework and the rebuild of Eluded Ecstasy, and I will be showing you what it currently looks like, and I will be explaining kind of as I go my thought process, what's happening, but also this is very much a lot of people's chance for a bit of Q&A as well. So I don't often, I think for those of you who know, there's lots of stuff that I have shown on stream, but one of the things that I haven't really shown in too much detail before is how I build my nightclub designs, which is probably the thing that I am most well known for, I think. So if there was ever a time for those of you who are fans of my work to maybe ask a few questions, or maybe just to listen in and, you know, kind of pick up on notes here and there, these next few weeks are going to be exciting for you. Okay. So really quickly, first and foremost, Eluded Ecstasy is a nightclub that has the theme of heaven, hell, and purgatory. So it's built in a large, and the upstairs is heaven, the downstairs is hell, and the middle floor is purgatory. Okay, so very clever already. Already from a theming standpoint, super strong, and that is not going away. So very much we are still building in the theme of the original club, which is to say that it is going to be, you know, heaven upstairs, hell downstairs, purgatory in the middle. Okay, and they even kind of have that here going on in the yard, where they have the heaven on this side and the hell on this side. And at the moment, I'm not going to be touching the yard. So right now, I'm just going to show you what they already have in place. And then I'm going to start talking through what we might do to do stuff with that, okay? So, okay, so, let's get it, let's go. So here we go, we're going to walk inside Eluded Ecstasy. Also, there we go. Choo choo, hype train. Oh man. There we go, level 2 hype train I think we got there? Damn, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much, everybody. What a way to kick off this stream, you know? Absolutely fantastic. And just letting everybody know, I know for the Eluded folks, I have my chat kind of hidden right now, or it's very small, so can't really see what you're saying in game. So if you have something to say to me, even if you're here in game with me as I'm walking around, say it in the Twitch chat, ideally, so because otherwise I probably won't see it. Okay, just letting you all know. Okay, so. Okay, so first of all, let's see here. So a 3-floor build in a large. Yes, Amphi, this is going to be a challenge. So for those of you who know, usually my nightclubs have been 2 floors basically, with sort of like a lobby middle floor, and then a lot of the item slots really going towards one major dance floor. So this is going to be an interesting challenge where I'm going to be having to split the items between 3 floors, although really it's mostly going to be heaven and hell, and then purgatory can be, well, I mean, purgatory, it can be a little bit stark, right? I mean, that's kind of the idea there. So we can work with this. It's a design challenge, right? So Aramore asking, yeah, am I doing a full redesign? Yes and no. I would say, like, I've been given pretty much free creative freedom to recreate or, you know, work on what I will. But I do know that there's a few elements that have been requested that they stay, and I'll try to point those out as we go. But I do think that there is a level of, you know, if I think of something, even for those elements that have been asked to stay, I do think I might pitch them to Amelia and the FC and see what they think, right? And hey, maybe we will end up reworking everything. or maybe some of it will just stay as it is, right? And I think that's what we're really exploring today on stream is, first of all, taking a look at what we're starting with and the framework and kind of thinking through what's the concept here. And then maybe taking a look at, in this case, what are the existing elements that maybe we want to keep or elaborate on versus what are maybe some things that we want to change, maybe layout change, that kind of stuff, right? So to be perfectly honest, I've only actually really been here a few times, and I haven't really had a chance to fully look at this club in detail, especially without any people in here. So this is actually very much a full first walkthrough myself right now that I'm about to do, as well as for many of you, I think, on stream. So I'm going to walk through this club and just talk to it. And it's going to sound like I am seeing a lot of this for the first time or noticing this for the first time because I am. I will be giving my honest live feedback to a lot of this. Also, Kyoko, hello, welcome back to the stream. Glad to have you here. Glad to have you here. Oh yeah. Wait, you can't gift sub every slot? I didn't know that. You can only gift sub tier 1s. Is that right? Okay. Oh, did I see it, main? You're gonna be doing some stuff to the Heaven Bar area? Okay. Well, we'll have a look at that then, and maybe you can tell me. I did a glance through before the stream, just like a really quick run through. So I do kind of remember what it all looked like, I think. By the way, for anybody who is totally new to Eluded Ecstasy and has no idea, correct me if I'm wrong, but the main gal here is Amelia Satella, who is here in stream with us. So, Amelia, it is you who's the head, right? I believe of Eluded. There it is. Okay. So yes, we have the head of Eluded Ecstasy here with us in stream. So that's Amelia Satella. So a good friend, quickly becoming even better friends, and someone I want to collab with very much. She's also a great DJ. So, you know what? Here, I'll shout out to Amelia. There you go. Shout out to Amelia Satella. Great DJ here in 14 as well. If you've been part of my streams, any sort of regular, you probably have heard me either speak about her or probably I've rated you over to her at some point. So yeah. She's really the one who asked me to come be a part of this project. So, okay, so let's get it. Let's go. Let's see. Oh, you mean in can't gift? Okay. Let's do this. Okay, so walking in the door, we arrive at Purgatory. So this is the middle floor, and I guess just for anybody who isn't aware, Purgatory is supposedly the middle ground between heaven and hell after you die, where basically you're kind of in limbo, right? I think that's another word for it. It's limbo, where you're sort of waiting to be judged in a way, right? Like waiting to be passed up to heaven or down to hell. So it's very much like a neutral zone, right? It's not really particularly anything, I think, is the vibe of Purgatory. Very much like, almost like floating in the void or something, like waiting for like judgment. So honestly, this is a very pretty Purgatory, arguably. So, okay, yeah, so I see what they're going for here. It's kind of like a nice little waiting area almost, you know, like a little hotel lobby or something, right? Yo, what's up, Tsukiko? Welcome. Okay, so here's the thing. You just saw the gate disappear here. So the way this works here at Eluded Ecstasy is going to, I believe the right-hand side here is going up to heaven, and then going to the left-hand side here is going to hell. Hence the fire torch versus the Baldessian crystal, whatever wall thing. And so how this works often during the club nights is only one side is open, whether it's heaven or hell. And I believe it's usually starts, at least when I've been here, it starts with heaven, and then halfway through the night, it switches and everybody runs down to hell. And you kind of have this really awesome duality where half the night is, in the heaven vibe, half the night is in the hell vibe. Super cool. And right now they're both open, but normally if you were to come here on a random clubbing night, then this would probably be blocked off or something, and then you'd only have the option to go up to heaven, which is where everybody's partying initially, and then partway through, the barrier to hell opens up, and then everybody runs down and runs to the other area, right? So, and by the way, as I'm talking about this, for the folks who are in Eluded, if I either get anything wrong or you want to add on to something, feel free to shout it out, okay? Got that good gloomy limbo vibe, right? Yeah, exactly, Amphi. Oh, yes, that's right. Amelia is pointing out, yes, so they are actually open tonight. So, literally, actually, right as the stream ends, is scheduled to end at 6 p.m. PST here, which is 9 p.m. EST. The club will be open, so actually, I'll probably hand whoever is left in here just right on over to, I think, Amelia, or whoever is playing here. And you can come check it out for yourself as it currently stands before the rework, which might be kind of cool. Might be kind of a cool thing to be able to see what this place looks like one last time as it currently stands before the rework, right? So this is maybe one of the last little walkthroughs of this place prior to rework. So here we go. Let's go check out heaven, right? So we go over here, we come in here, and we got this. Ooh, it's kind of cool with the stained glass shining over here, right? Where is that coming from? I don't know. Probably upstairs somewhere. But yeah, so then we get Stairway to Heaven, which I think is a really cool idea. Right, so we ascend the Stairway to Heaven. Okay. Loving all the little flowers and just like, yeah, the nice little treatment there. And here we go. We arrive up at heaven. And I do believe tonight they're having like a fat cat event, so that's all the fat cats. Although, to be perfectly honest, if heaven is as great as it seems, or it supposedly is, then there should be some fat cats up there, right? I think like everybody gets a ton of joy out of fat cats. Like who doesn't love the fat cat, right? Let's be honest. So to be perfectly honest, heaven really should have a lot of fat cat couches and fat cats running around. So when you arrive up here at heaven, that view is the bar area. So this is not the dance floor, this is the bar area. And Amelia, I do want to ask, is this something you definitely want to keep? Where you want to have this split where there is a full-on separate lounge bar area and a dance floor? Or is it possible to potentially fuse them together? I'm not necessarily saying, I'm not locking anything in, by the way. Everything today that I'm talking about is really like just like thinking through ideas and stuff and asking kind of like what's possible. So know that like whatever you say here is not like a binding contract or anything, but yeah. And part of the reason though I do ask that is because you hired me knowing exactly how my clubs and stuff work and they look. So part of the thing is that a lot of what I asked Roth the same thing too, right? Which is what is essential and what is kind of like flexible. And that is often because I will try to give you all the major things that you do want within a build, but a lot of times if I can condense some stuff together to make a more intricate or interesting area that's kind of like more immersive and more built out, I would rather maybe do that than try to make, 10 sort of so-so mixed areas, right? So I definitely, personally, my style is such that I would like to potentially squeeze some of this stuff down a bit in scale or scope to make them a little bit more intricate, There you go. There's the club address. Yeah. Okay, so let's see what they're saying here. So let's take a look here. Heaven better have fat cats, right? All fat cats go to heaven. Okay. Let's see. Just scanning here through the chat. You want to try and get more business to Heaven Bar. We need a confessional booth, dance, or bar area and dance floor, but the tunnel is a must. Okay, right. Yo, hi Liara. Welcome back to the stream. Okay, so yeah, okay, so I definitely like, I definitely like, and I kind of am in line with this idea of that for Heaven, there is that sort of, I think it is very much, we're going off the very, I think it's Roman or Greek perception of what heaven and hell looks like, you know, because like some different religions or cultures and stuff have different visions of what that is. But the whole like kind of white and bright with gold and, you know, maybe like marble pillars, right, kind of thing, right? There's lots of marble, lots of pillars stuff, lots of bright white light or even stained glass. But in the nice, pretty uplifting way, not so much the gothic stained glass way. So that's, yeah, I think all that stuff, I'm in line with that as a base. Let's see here. Let's just keep looking around here. Yeah, okay. So this is the Heaven Bar. And so here's a major part that Amelia and them asked that we keep intact, which is this tunnel, which I mean, look at that. Isn't that spectacular? So that looks really cool, especially when the lights are actually on. Yeah, I do see why you really like this. So this sort of tunnel to heaven is very, very cool. So I know they don't want me to change that. If anything, I would, if I have any ideas, it would be more like elaborating on this or like adding even extra flourish or something if I thought of something. But of course, I would run that by you guys because I do understand like what you're going for here. And I won't change anything just for the sake of changing it. You know, there'll be purpose behind anything that I even suggest. So, there we go. Yeah, so I do like that idea of the tunnel to heaven. And then here we go. Good thing we're coming in here and during the daytime too. Look at all the light in here. And I know a very cool thing that happens in this club is that especially up here in heaven, because of all the windows everywhere, the light shifts around the room and you have the God rays coming in, you know, throughout the night or throughout the day, that illuminates all the dance floor very differently depending on what time of day it is. And that's very cool. It's a very dramatic looking club. Right now it's actually backlit here, which, I mean, that honestly looks really cool by itself. But especially too, like when it's coming in from the sides here and you get this really nice like hallway look with all the lights pouring in from the sides here. You know, it's super nice. So yeah, very, very cool. Yeah, let me go. Yeah, very, very, okay, very, very cool. And I know the general prompt when it comes to this rework was that I think the main thing that they actually want me to rework is more hell. Heaven, they're open to the idea, like open to ideas and stuff, but I think they're more sold on what they have going for heaven than what they have for hell. I think the hell one is really like, tear that thing down if you want and completely rebuild it. And then heaven is like, we like a lot of what's going on, the vibe and stuff. But like, yeah, if you think you could rework some bits of the architecture or maybe add some flair or, you know, if you have ideas, then we're open to hearing it. But, you know, that's the gist here. And I agree. I mean, I definitely think honestly, there's a lot of really strong theming going on already in this club. I do really like this. Actually, I noticed this when I was DJing here, which I do think that this is pretty cool with the book as the DJ deck, like as if you're like preaching or something, you know, like you're giving a sermon. And thou holy word shall be house music or whatever. You know, it is always about the house music and it always will be. You know, all those like those house music tunes that have those like vocals where it's like, I'm all about the house music. House music is in me and the house music is in you, and then it like drops. Good stuff, good stuff. Those who know probably exactly what I'm talking about. The lights on the top are like an American church. Oh yeah. This stuff, like these lights up here, it does have that very Western style church vibe. Can I get an amen? Yeah, I definitely like the sermon book. Let's see. So heaven bar area. Okay, we're 100% okay with redoing the heaven bar area to make a confessional and a new bar. Okay, yeah, and I do think that would be pretty cool. So we're gonna see if we can work that in, right? So we want to, just like spitballing here, but I'm thinking of doubling down on the Romany architecture-y, pillar-y white goodness and stuff. And then also, yeah, we got to get a confessional booth in here and maybe rework the bar. And I think ideally it'd be kind of cool to have it all be together, just because, you know, I mean, I think it's kind of nice if the bar can be with the dance floor, because I think people don't like to leave the action and stuff. Again, we can talk about this too, but I mean, you know, if you think that there's a lot of people who are like way definitely like, oh, I don't want to be anywhere near the dance floor, and there's like specific events that you throw regularly that need it to be separate, then that's a different story. But I think right now, yeah, we're gonna run with this. Okay, you know what? Yeah. Hold on, let me. Okay. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna go back. We're gonna go down to hell now. Okay, so descending back down here. We'll be back. Don't worry. Maybe if we're allowed. Okay, so here we go. Back down here. Okay, so throughout the night too, like as I mentioned, right, there would be a time during the nightclub, which if you come tonight, you'll experience this, where everybody's like, all right, it's time, you know, everybody's, I don't know, purged to, I forget what they say exactly, but, you know, and everyone descends down to hell. So here we go. You know, we got, well, big ass demon face. And then here we go. Down into hell we go. All right, demon, and bada boom. There we go. This is hell. Here we are. So, yeah, I mean, again, I think everyone can see the theming is already quite strong here. But the idea here, when I was initially talking to Amelia, I think the big thing that she mentioned here, right, was that they really want to redo Hell because they think it's too big, which I would agree with. And it feels like there could be a stronger sense of the theme. And I also agree there. I definitely, like, I think everybody who is in here definitely understands that this is hell. Like, I mean, I think that this is already really cool. But I think that, yeah, I think with pulling in the spacing, so with pulling in the spacing and doubling down on some of the thematic elements in here. Oh, it is really dark. Hold on, let me brighten this up so you can see it a little bit better. Okay, maybe that's a little bit better. Sorry about that. There. Can you guys see that a little better now on stream? So yeah, for whatever reason, the gameplay, you know, I mean, it's different on different monitors, right? So I know that sometimes the footage as it gets piped through OBS gets really, really dark. So there you go. Hopefully this is a bit nicer to see. Amelia, actually, right now, just wondering if some of the folks from my stream, like some of my housing friends here, if they wanted to come by right now as I'm kind of looking through this and take a look, could they potentially come in? Just because I know some of them, you know, especially my housing friends, they definitely like to see a place empty as well, not just full of people, because then they can kind of really take a look. So, oh yeah, there you go. Pack your fat cats and pajamas or fat cat outfits. And if you want to come on over here, Amelia, could you post the address to this place once again in the Twitch chat here? So if anybody wants to come by and take a look as I'm looking through this, you'd be more than welcome to come take a look with me. So, you know, I just realized, is this demon's horns Ifrit's tail? Like it looks, I mean, I get it's its horns, but it looks an awful lot like Ifrit's tail in texture. Okay, so let's see. Wait, let me make sure I catch up with the chat here for a second. So we had initially, let's see. That's it, Main said, we had initially hoped to pull a regular RP crowd to the bar area, but it makes more sense to us now to have the bar near the dance floor. Yo, that is exactly the same thing that happened with Ichi. And this is partially why, well, now you are getting me as a club designer with the benefit of hindsight, where that was the same exact thing that we ran into with Ichi, where initially Roth was an RP venue, and then we built it into a nightclub, Ichi Nightclub. Shout out to Roth and Ichi Nightclub. But I know a big thing for Roth was initially he said he definitely wants there to be a separate RP-focused bar area that was separate from the dance floor, because he felt that people wanted to be able to, you know, RP in peace in a way and kind of get away from the action. And, you know, so he said, I really want a full-on bar area upstairs in the lobby area, separate from the dance floor area. There can be a bar on the dance floor area, but the main one's got to be upstairs. And so for all of you who've been to Ichi or who go to Ichi, that is one of the biggest reasons why the lobby area of Ichi is so built out. And especially the bar area looks actually arguably more grand up in the upstairs area than it does on the dance floor, is because the original directive was that it was going to be used very heavily upstairs in addition to the downstairs one. But the reality of how nightclubs and clubbing works in here is, if you're really known for being a nightclub, you don't really end up with like a big RP focused bar crowd, because the people who are really into that RP focused bar stuff will go to specifically RP bars, I think, you know, and you kind of get more of the crowd who wants to be on the dance floor in the action. And so the reality is, most of the time, RP bars, if they're separated from the main club area, don't really get focused on very much, unless you really, really try to give RP people a reason that they need to come to your, you know, RP bar specifically. I think, like, if you have some really great RP bartenders or something that maybe pull their friends over, that might work. But so that would be the reason why at like Prominence, at Obsidian, and what here I would also recommend like that you put them like this, like Hell, where the bar is very much right next to the dance floor and they're kind of in the same space, because that's just realistically how it goes down, how people usually consume these spaces. And that's definitely something that I'm going to be keeping in mind as I'm building all of this stuff. So, and Lunwana, you know, I'm still at work, but wanted to drop in and say hi. Go wild on Plants in Heaven. We need greenery everywhere. Hell yeah, Lunwana. Absolutely. I'm a huge fan of greenery, so definitely plants and the pretty marbly white, you know, kind of white and bright gold look is what we're going to probably be going for. Although, you know, again, I got to look at some concept art. I got to kind of brainstorm, and we'll see how that evolves. But yeah, don't worry. It's going to be real pretty up in heaven and real hellish down in hell. Let's see here. Who do we got? Oh, we got some people coming in. Is that maybe Maple? There it is. There's Maple. Judging, I like just guessed it was you based off of the pants you're wearing, because it feels very like Beetlejuicy, and I know that recently you've been building a bunch of like like Beetlejuice, Nightmare Before Christmas kind of stuff, getting ready for Halloween. So I don't know. That was my instant guess was like, huh, those pants. That feels very like the vibe Maple's been in right now, like lately, you know? Let's see, okay. Exactly our thoughts. Let's see, use the Sam to... Ifrit's tail looks exactly the same as the horns. Fuck yeah, see? Okay, I know my shit. I know a visual design pattern when I see one. That's totally Ifrit's tail. Then they just repurposed it for the horns. So, that is not 2 horns, that's 2 tails coming out of some dude's head. Or I don't know, maybe arguably his horns are his tail. I don't know, whatever, you know, whatever it is. And yes, we're at Eluded Ecstasy, Joe. So if you want to come on by and take a look at this place before I rip this place to shreds. Aha! What's up, Reshi Rabbit? Hello, hello. Welcome. We try to be respectful and go to RP specific places. Right, yeah. And I know like for, that's the thing, right? Is like you kind of do want to respect the space and stuff. So, and you know, for the people who want like the full on RP, there's usually like venues who are more full on. And I know I feel like nightlife is very rapidly evolving where it's kind of trying to figure out what it is, right? And I think it's kind of trying to figure out what it wants to be. But then also in a way, I think that's part of the beauty of that it's so all player run and there's no rules, I guess, is that it can be whatever you want it to be. But it also means that like, sometimes we try to be too many things at once. And I think that's the main thing that I want to avoid here. It's not that we don't welcome RP people. In fact, the thing is, I build my spaces very much for the RP folks as well, because I try to build very immersively and try to really create spaces that, yeah, I mean, will be extremely immersive and, you know, in an RP sense, right, keep you engaged and keep you feeling like you're in a cohesive space. But I know that is different than necessarily like creating RP hooks and storylines and some of that kind of stuff. So I am still thinking very much of the RP folks, but we can't try to do too many things at one time. That being said, okay, I really do like how they have this glow going on with the demon statues, and that's also quite efficient. So, okay, first of all, check this out, right? Like, really cool. I definitely feel like the Naldthal lecterns here are going to be some MVP stuff that I will definitely utilize here, because they're like the perfect hell vibe. Along with demon walls behind here, and I love that glow. That glow is so cool. And I do believe that the glow is actually being probably created by also Naldthal torches here, right? Like 2 torches right there would help create the glows that you're seeing there. And it's very efficient too, because you get 2 big torches for the price of 1 item, which is kind of nice, as opposed to maybe using those, which have an extremely nice fire texture on the torches there, but you only get 1 per item. And they don't, I'm not sure if they glow through the walls quite like these do. These have a weird like light emission thing where they're not like technically giving off light. See, you can see my character's like not really illuminated by them, but they have the glow that will persist through walls. So even if you can't see the flame, you can see the glow, which is a pretty cool thing to utilize in the right position, the right areas, right? But you can see how they're not really illuminating very much stuff. Let's see, right? If I get really close, I don't really think I get much illuminated. Yeah. Versus, like, if I go up to this torch, I'm pretty sure my character will get significantly more illuminated looking. Yeah, there you go. You can see the torches actually emit, like, calculated light. So you can see, like, if I'm really close, I'm very much lit up. And if I go away, it drops back. But it's not the case here. Even though it looks like they're lit up. This is the same as the Glade Lanterns, where it's, like, a sphere of light that is around this. But it's a static sphere that doesn't actually really calculate out to the objects around it. Unlike this, right? This light is actually getting rendered onto objects that it's near. And that's like a big thing when building, I mean, I would say not just clubs, but in general, right? Is understanding the character of light that you're using from different items, both in the color temperature of the light as well as the way that the light is being emitted from the light source. I think that's probably also very much true in real life as well, right? Like, you know, how many times have you been in a building and the light is just like weird? You know, you're just kind of like, this is like a weird vibe, right? I bet you like maybe not 9 times out of 10, but like 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 times, a little bit of like more intentional or reworked lighting in a building would completely magically snap the mood in a different direction and maybe fix a lot of the problems that you feel in a lot of buildings that are just like, I don't really like this, it feels kind of weird or something. So I think that's very much carries over into virtual architecture and interior design as we're doing it here. So let's see here. Imagine if the horns had tail physics. Yeah, I know, right? Like if those horns were just like going nuts on this thing's head. That would be kind of interesting though, you know? I feel like there would be some interesting things you could do with that. It'd be perfect for some Halloween builds, right? Oh, there she is. Amelia Satella, the one and only. The real one, not the Catgirl version. What do we got over here too? Is that, oh, here we go. Hales. And T? Oh, Rala, there you go. Hello. Hi, everybody. All right, let's see here. Okay, Right, it's definitely, yeah, exactly, Zanny. It's about socializing. It's just not as RP centric. But definitely we want to make sure that the RP folks, you know, even if they understand it's not heavy RP going on here, we definitely want to, we are going to make this immersive and we are going to make this feel very cohesive and unified. I mean, that is, again, if you are at all a fan of my work, then you know how much doing that means to me and how much I will go way out of my way to rebuild and build over and over again to make sure that that kind of vibe is correct, or how many items I will test to make sure that the feeling of being in the space has to be really, really strong, right? And so, let's see here, Eluded breaks, let's see, Amelia is saying here, Eluded breaks a lot of molds of nightclubs. That is something I am very proud of, and proud of all the team for, and I'm happy people recognize it. We try so hard to do stuff to make people have fun versus necessarily being a traditional nightclub. We do chaos and fun well. That you do, 100%. Yeah, no, I definitely love like the energy that you guys have here. The few times that I've been here, it's been great. Or even just like watched your stream or watched like Roth or someone stream here, you know? There's definitely been a really good vibe in here. And just again, from a theming standpoint, really, really cool theme. I think that's one of the reasons why I don't, I think probably many of you know, like I rarely, if ever, do commissions. I've only really done like Ichi, actually. There's like a little few things here and there, but like realistically, I think this is like basically the second commission I've ever done. But like one of the big thing with Ichi and now here with this rework for Eluded Ecstasy is, one, I believe in the people and I think they're doing really good things, and you know, there's people that I want to work with. But then two, you know, both with Ichi and here with Eluded, when talking through what they had in mind and what they were hoping for and what they wanted to do, and the theming, you know, that they had in mind, I did feel like I had ideas. I had something to say in that space, and the idea of working on that project, you know, got me excited and brain churning. And so I think that's one of the reasons I'm so excited to work on this project, is because I think their theming is really cool, and this will be a bit of an interesting challenge because it's not a theme that I've often worked in, but I like this idea of trying to see what we can come up with here. Red Rhea, hello. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. And Zanny saying, I know it's about socializing, but it was confirmed when I danced earlier this week with a very nice lady. Oh, Yeah, you know, sometimes people are there for all different reasons, right? So people can come to nightclubs for whatever they're into, right? And I think that's a big thing, is there's something for everybody out there. There's something for, you know, there's so many nightclubs and there's so many venues, so there's something for everybody. Okay, so let's see here. Clincha, thank you very much for the hydrate. Oh, that's a good thing. I'm gonna coffee cheers all around everybody. Bean water time and water time too. So. Ooh, let's get it. Let's go. Okay. So. Okay, as I mentioned before, for anybody who has just joined us or whatever too, do feel free if you have any questions like this. Think of this as maybe one of your chances to Q&A me a bit on like club design things or that. You know, I would say I'm not going to answer anything super specific. If some like, don't ask me how exactly did I do this or that, or you know, reveal all my secrets or something. But like, I think this is the big thing I want to share as I'm working on Eluded here. And in general, as I'm working and opening this up, this club design aspect up, is I want to give you a look inside my mind and my design process, and give you maybe just a look behind the scenes of like all the things that I think about when I'm building a nightclub, you know? And in this case, sort of from start to finish. I know sometimes I've given snippets of finished, like what the finished thing and why I did something I did. But I think this will be a really interesting chance for a lot of you to see me thinking live through some of these decisions, right? And I think that that's something that people don't often see, is they see the finished bar and they say, well, why'd you do it like that? But they don't probably see you iterating 4 or 5 times on something, you know, on that bar just to get to that final thing. Or even something like I'll be showing like, you know, me thinking through like what items to use and like how I'm thinking through that, like, you know, why does this one work and this one doesn't work, right? And as well as I think layout in this case, which is a big thing, which was and will forever be a big thing for any build that you do, is getting the layout and the flow of people within the space feeling really, really nice and really, really like, I guess, you know, precise and tight, but like in a good way that feels just very nice and makes people remember the space and feel hopefully feel what you want them to feel, right? So yeah, just getting ready for the show. Okay, nice. Let's see, which show do you mean, by the way, Red Ria? Are you performing here tonight? Water for you, Sakiko. Oh, still feeling sick? I hope you do feel better. But yes, please rest up. Take it easy. Had a rabbit incident. Oh no, we are. Welcome back, though. Welcome back. Or are you from the Angel Stork? I don't know. I mean, you guys are the people who own heaven and hell. Like, I think you got to tell me what, right? Ria is one of our hosts. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, still learning everybody's name. I know I probably met a lot of you the other day when you guys came to my FC house and stuff. So I do apologize, by the way. If anybody in this stream is from Eluded and I did meet you and I either forget your name or maybe your name doesn't match what I saw in game, so, you know, I'm a little disjointed, please just help me out with remembering like who you are or that kind of thing. Because I definitely want to like try to get everyone's name, you know, pronounced correctly and know who you are. But help me out there a little bit. I meeting a lot of people, so keeping track of it is a little bit of a challenge sometimes. So, okay, very first off the bat, I think actually I already know the answer to this because I'm pretty sure Amelia even led with this. But first initial thought for Hell. Well, obviously we're gonna run with the whole like demons and fire thing, right? Similar to, I think a thing that very much jumps out to me, and I'm pretty sure it's very obvious to everybody here, is that Eluded Ecstasy is very much it's the classic heaven and hell thing, right? Like it's when you, well, I don't know, I guess maybe that could mean different things around the world, but when you think of the classic like Western, like maybe Christian heaven and hell, it's like basically exactly that, right? It's supposed to be like demons and fire and red in hell, and then like gold and white and greenery and brightness up in heaven. So we want to like double triple down on those vibes. An initial thing for hell that Amelia already talked to me about is that they want to make it smaller, and I completely agree. And to reiterate something that I said at Ichi to Roth, and I will re-explain it in the context here, is not meaning any disrespect or anything to other clubs who do it this way. But to me, this is my taste, right? This is how my personal experience with clubs and my personal sort of take on this, right? But I personally feel that the bottom floor of a large in particular is really big for a club space. It's brilliant for probably other things and stuff, but when it comes to a club space, I think it feels, it gets dangerously close to what I would sort of term as like cavernous feeling. And I think, if we could load 1,000 people in our houses and like regularly do that, then this is great. This is like festival level, big dance floor, right? But the reality is we can only load like, I don't know the actual number, but it's like probably like 100, like 150 or 200 or something max, right? And then it caps out. So realistically, even if you were capped out, you would never fill this whole dance floor, right? And I think that from my perspective as a club goer in real life, something that I've always felt and noticed, at least from my own perspective in real life, is that if you ever walk up to a club and you're like, especially like maybe out and about in a new town or in a place with a lot of clubs, if you look inside a club and you see it's empty, what's the first thing you think? It's probably not, oh wow, an empty dance floor, I need to be the first one on it. It's probably like, oh, why is there like nobody? Why is there nobody in that dance floor, right? Like, it's like, it's like 11 p.m. Like, shouldn't it be popping, right? If that club was amazing, then like, probably it should be like filled, right? And so I think that that's kind of the framework where I immediately, like when I was building for Ichi, and what I will do for here too, is right from the bat, just like basically chop this thing in at least half in terms of space, to shrink the dance floor and the whole area down here by quite a lot. And the main reason for that is because then, even if it's a slow night, the dance floor won't feel nearly as empty, right? Because like if it's a slow night and people see the space here and there's like 10 people in here, it's gonna really feel big, right? You're gonna really see the scale of this thing, and you're gonna say like, whoa, like what's going on, right? And if you've never been here and you don't know how amazing the vibe is in here, because like honestly, even if there was 10 people in here, the vibes would be incredible in here because the people running this club and everything, I mean, if you're actually here, it's fine. But we want to also make sure that for the people who are like not sure or arriving here for the first time, doing the metaphorical like peeking into the club from the street, right? We want to make sure that even with 10 people, it should start feeling like, oh yeah, there's a dance party started here, right? There's a thing going on here. And that's what I told Roth, which was, this dance floor is going to look a little small to you initially, but I assure you, I'm keeping in mind as I'm, spacing this thing out, that I'm going to be pacing it many, many times myself, and I am in my mind replicating myself 100 times on the dance floor and kind of feeling out like, okay, is this dance floor small enough that even with a small amount of people, it still feels like, more like maybe an intimate dance party, like a after hours thing or something, right? Like it doesn't feel empty ever. But then also, if we pack the house, there will still be ample room for everybody to dance, right? And hopefully for any of you who've ever been in Ichi, especially if you've been there from the start of the night, maybe all the way through to the end, then hopefully, and have felt this, that even from the start of the night, with a few people on the dance floor, it doesn't really feel empty. It just feels like things are just getting started. And then even if we pack the house, there's still plenty of room in the booths, plenty of room on the dance floor to dance, right? You had it packed tight last night, Hyoko's saying? Yeah, exactly, right? So, but like packed, but like, I think, so the general rule of thumb for me, right, is it's better for a club to feel cramped than it is to feel cavernous, right? And I think that's really like the one-line summation of that, right? Is you'd much rather feel like, oh shit, we're sold out, right? Like we packed the house. We're like, sorry folks, we're at capacity, right? You'd much rather have that vibe than for people to constantly be like, dude, that club's always empty. What the heck, right? So I'm not saying that we are going to make everybody crammed in like one little box of space, right? But I do feel like shrinking in the space of a club really helps to give it that feel. And again, I will balance this out. This is my job as the designer to feel out the floor plan here and create a space that definitely has ample room for activities and for, you know, for the dancing, for the bar, for the RP and everything. But that also will feel a bit cozier because that's another thing too, right? Is for a club too, right? I think another thing that, at least for me, I know is always something I felt in clubs is you kind of want that intimate feeling, right? You kind of want it to feel very, like, it's not cozy, but it's like you kind of don't want the ceilings to be super high ideally, right? You kind of want it to be dropped down a little bit lower, lights down low, you know, kind of like a little bit tight, you know, knit with everybody kind of close together, all in a big crowd, right? So I think that's kind of where we're going with that. And I think, as Amelia's saying here too, definitely due to just even the literal way the houses are laid out in here, heaven is going to naturally be a bit more compact, and then down here is going to be more open. But Amelia, I mean, I think you did already give me the go-ahead, right? Of like that you're totally fine with making this down here smaller. Not tiny, but smaller, right? Like chopping out a good chunk of this. But I mean, you know Ichi, right? Like, you know what I did with Ichi, right? Like, I think, how do you feel about the spacing in Ichi, Amelia? Right? For any of you who have been to Ichi, I mean, you know, I think you understand then that I do, when I say like I'm going to chop up a lot of space, I don't mean I'm going to make it like infinitesimally small and impossible to move. It's definitely going to be like a full-on dance floor. But just, here's another thing, right? Is you're limited with items in the game too. So if I have to fill this whole space with items, it's going to be more sparse and it's not going to be as intricate looking, right? But if I cut this thing in half, right, then effectively I can use a lot fewer items and have greater impact. And also like, just like, instead of having to use, let's just say, for example, I needed like fake walls along one wall's length, right? Well, I mean, if I cut the space in half, I only have to use half the slots, so that's more, you know, more fire, more demons, more whatever I can put in there, right? So, yeah, so, this will be, of course, like a thing that I'll be back and forth with you guys about, you know, I'll be making sure to, like, you know, let you guys kind of get a feel for what I'm going for here. But just, I think that's a good preface to say, for anybody who maybe comes in, you know, while I'm working or something like that and sees this and you see me just like chop the place in half, you're kind of like, whoa, you know, that's why, that's the thought process of why I'm doing that, right? So, let's see, let me see, catch up here. By the way, let's see, oh, I see, so Lagloon, you're, Rala. Am I saying that correctly? Is it Rahala or Rala? And then it's Hale. Oh, okay, Haley, that's your Hales here. Let's see. And thank you, Sakiko, for resubscribing with the tier 1. And Brendan, hello, welcome back to the stream. Just catching up here on this chat. So let's see. As host, Red Rhea is saying, as host, I can't see roles at the back. People tend to spread out more, so it's hard to interact with the back of the room. Yeah, exactly, right? So that's another thing, right? Is I think it's a little bit hard to get, like, so also from a DJ or even like a bartender perspective, if things are more spread out, it's harder to get like a nice camera angle where you can really see everybody for one. But then also like to literally just be able to interact with some of the people. It starts to get a little bit crazy if they're too spread out everywhere, right? And so I think it's kind of nice when you can have everybody in like basically like one camera view's worth of space, and you're not like really, really tiny, right? You know, if I'm like up here and I zoom all the way out, right? And I can't even see the bar. This is like me max zoomed out and I can't see the bar. And I'm also really tiny up there, right? And I think like with G-pose, you could in theory zoom out even more, right? We could go like that. And then now I probably can see a touch of the bar, but yeah, I can't even really see anybody. There's like someone's shoulder maybe. But like, that is a cool shot though, right there. Take a screenshot of this. But yeah, see, so like that, yeah, we'll do some experimenting there with the spacing and everything. Hello, everybody. Oh, this is cute. Little pajama party going on. People ready for a fat cat night tonight. Okay, let's see here. Ineffable, hello, welcome back to the stream. Thank you for the resub, tier 1. Currently on a 3-month streak. I am Dominamina, but I'm a little bit late to the club. No worries, you're not late. Not at all, are you? Oh, there's onion soup. Tsukiko, Clinsha. Hello, everybody, hello. Yeah, don't worry. Happy to have you here, and don't worry. There's still plenty of time for clubbing tonight. We will, like I said, this basically my stream is gonna raid us right on into the actual club event happening here, so you guys can get the full experience. And I think that'll be really, really cool. Okay, so let's think through some of this. Let's start thinking through. So what would I do? Because especially since the club is still opening tonight, I'm not gonna like actually move anything around right now, but I can preview stuff in the housing menu, and I can talk through what I might do, right? And some part of this too will be that let's see. So when building too for the club designs, I did this for Ichi, and I'll do this again for here. Oh, hello friend, Liara. Hi, Liara. Cute. Oh man, the laws look so cute in the Look That Cat costume. Glad to have you here, Liara. Yeah, have a look around. Take some screenshots, guys, if you want, you know? I think, again, it'll be kind of cool to have a before and after. I certainly will be coming in here and probably going through and taking a bunch of screenshots for my own personal reference. So, please, yeah, do the same as well. So yeah, let's see. I know something I did, finishing my thought there, something I did with Ichi, and I'll do it again here, is that I definitely, of course, need to keep in perspective what is happening or what is possible in the game, in terms of items and that kind of thing. But a lot of what I also do is I look at Pinterest or on the internet and even watch movies and stuff that try to evoke the feeling of the theme or the vibe that we're going for here, right? So I think, you know, creating some kind of like mood board, or even getting a sense of like what a mood board might be for this, is definitely really important. Oh my goodness, wait, whoa, I just totally missed a bunch. I did not scroll far enough in the messages, but yeah, so I think, you know, I will be working on creating a mood board, and probably you'll see that popping up. I'll probably show it, you know, in some of the future streams that I work on this. So for anybody who's joining, or actually really for anybody here, so tonight I'm working on this club. Thursday and Friday on stream, we're going to be doing the Build Challenge tour, which anybody is welcome to join along with the tour as we go tour the wonderful builds that people have built and submitted for the Build Challenge. And then next week, Monday and Thursday, I'll be back working again here on this club, and probably actually doing some building on the Monday and the Thursday. Because again, as for tonight, I'm being more explaining the thought process and thinking how I initially approach this project, and maybe like thinking through some initial items or ideas and stuff. So just letting everyone know that's kind of the rough schedule for what's coming up housing-wise for me. Don't Ping Me, thank you very much for that resub as well. This is great. This is so cool. Everybody's just chilling around. Is that Aramore who just arrived, potentially? I'm guessing that's like Aramore. There's Aramore. That's him, yeah. We do have, yes, we definitely need a bunch before and after pics. Yes, thank you so much. Oh, Natsumi Tosaka. Thank you very much. Arigato. Thank you very much for your follow and welcome to the stream. I hope you're enjoying it so far. Or if you're just joining us, then yeah, it is welcome and I hope you do enjoy it. As well as Koga Sabu. Thank you very much for that follow as well. Welcome to this housing stream here. So just waiting, let's see, waiting on Moogle. One request, I would like a mail Moogle box on the club parcel. You want a Moogle mailbox out on the lawn or something? Yo, are you excited for the build challenge, Alora? I'm so excited to see the tour on Thursday and Friday. It's gonna be really fun. Thursday and Friday, 4 to 7 p.m. PST, by the way, for anybody who wants to join that. So yeah, thought I might swing by. Yeah, exactly. We're on Mateus right now, so I mean, we're at home. But is this Joe? And this must be Joe. Yeah, there's Joe. Okay, so let's see here. What we're probably gonna I'm thinking. Yo, by the way, in terms of for Amelia, and I guess this could go also for the people, just the general people of Eluded Ecstasy. But if you guys do have actually any specific reference images of hell or heaven or purgatory that you think might be interesting, feel free to send them over to me. Okay, so I would definitely welcome some reference images. If you guys know of any like particular anime or movies or you know, really anywhere, artists who particularly excel at this. So something like, okay, for example, I am probably going to be looking at things like Diablo, right? Like the Blizzard game, Diablo 3 especially, I think. And in terms of like looking at their architecture and kind of how they flush out a demon world and a heaven world. I think there's, you know, probably some animes out there. I think there's like Devilman or something, right? Like, I don't know if that actually has demon architecture though, right? So that's the thing is, if someone has any reference images or reference artistry or art stuff that you think would be interesting for me to take a look at, feel free to either shout it out here in the Twitch chat, but especially if you could send it to me on like Discord or, you know, somewhere where I can have like a nice, a cleaner log of it maybe. That'd be awesome. Because I can't promise that I can work in everyone's, you know, every idea, of course, but the more source material I have to work with and kind of be inspired by, then the better, you know? So, we'll go with that, right? This is so cute. Look at this. Aw. Hold on. Oh my god, I want to step on the fat... okay, I kind of stepped on the fat cats, but I'm going to take a quick picture of everybody, just because this is very cute. And usually we only have this kind of audience on the full-on, like, housing tour streams, but this is great. I like seeing everybody all hanging out and having fun. I probably should have done a /cheer or something. Can I do that? Sorry, really quick. I just want to, like, you know. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay, so let's start thinking through, what are we gonna do here? So... using text to voice, no, be careful with that. Do not consider it images from someone named. Okay, I remember that person from when we were here. Supernatural. Oh, Joe is officially part of the whale crew? Nice, congrats, Joe. A great addition to the whale crew. Oh, Liara, yeah, dude, Thursday's gonna be awesome. Thursday and Friday. Let's see. That's so cute. Let's see. But, okay, so yeah, so the big thing here, bring space in. I'm thinking a lot of spiky architecture. So I'd like to see, I think, okay, I'm just gonna go off the top of my head right now, right? So something I think I'd like to see doubled down on more down here. And, you know, again, Amelia and them, you know, if you guys are listening and any of this sounds like, whoa, please don't do that, you know, let me know. Or if it's like, yeah, no, totally, that's in line, let me know, right? But, okay, so, one, I want to double down on spiky stuff down here, right? So I think upstairs, in terms of heaven architecture, right, it's very flowy, like archways, right? And pillars that are very, like, you know, circular, and a lot of flow, a lot of things kind of very elegant, of course, right? You know, I think that's a big thing. And down here, I'd like to double down on trying to get like really jagged, spiky kind of elements in, right? Think like, I don't know, Sauron's castle or whatever, right? In Lord of the Rings, a bit more of that, almost like, yeah, that demonic looking architecture that you often see that they represent in like Lord of the Rings or Diablo or this kind of things, right? So I think, you know, very much kind of going in line with like these gargoyle statues, which I am a big fan of. I will admit I am not the biggest fan of this particular gargoyles. So I think this is technically the gargoyle and that's technically a void scent or something. I don't know, whatever. But I will say I may do away with these ones. I personally am not the biggest fan of the way these particular demons look. I actually prefer these ones more. I like the sculpting on this one more. So I will probably lean in terms of demon-y things in here a little bit into this look and match things up to this. Also, partially because I like that the base here has that very dark, steely look. And I think that will pair very nicely with a lot of the more jagged metal elements in the game in terms of architecture. So I think like this, from a blending standpoint, works well and goes a little bit more cohesively, whereas this is going to be a little harder to blend, especially because it's on like this big pedestal thing. So, not to saying you can't use this. I mean, to anyone who likes that, that's fine. Again, these are all just my preferences, right? But I personally think that this is a stronger silhouette and has a bit more of that jagged sharpness that we're looking for. That really feels like a hell demon, I guess, right? To me, at least, I think, again, my initial thoughts on where I'm going with this is sort of frameworked around like Diablo, Blizzard's sort of take on this. And kind of marrying that with the 14 look. So I think we're gonna keep kind of this very, I think honestly it might end up using some of the Ishgardi stuff, right? So here's like, for example, right, we're gonna go with what was the cabinets there? We got a bunch of new stuff from like Ishgard in the previous patches, right? So like this, right? So like these kinds of elements, right? Do you see how like this goes a lot nicer with this than it would with like maybe that? Right? And I think, you know, having stuff like this, and then you can dye it black or something, right? Oh, I can't dye it on this character, but I'll fix that. But, right, design element wise, these metals don't quite align, but you could see where I'm going with that, right? Where this is easier to align than other stuff. And actually, the lights are on right now, but I don't think I'll do this, but wait, let's see. What level are the lights on? They're on 1. So with the lights on 0, actually, just really quick, sorry guys, I'm just gonna show this really quick, but I don't think this will work in this build because we're gonna need the lights on, especially for the heaven part. But something that would work, and someone might want to use this for like a Halloween build or something, right? Is when you have the lights all the way down low, and if there's discrepancies in texture or pattern and stuff, if the lights are all the way to 0 and you use artificial lighting, a lot of that gets smoothed over. So see how like the light is just coming in, like the light that's illuminating these right now is coming from this light source here for the most part. This is not from the ceiling lights anymore, right? I turned that off. And now do you see how that looks a lot more like uniform, right? So like if you now look at this from this angle, like this bit right here, this almost looks like it's meant to be together, right? As opposed to how it looked like here, where this is very much a little bit of a brighter, a lighter tone of metal. But when you have this artificial lighting illuminating it and not the actual ambient source in the whole room, it helps immensely to smooth over a lot of texture and color differences. So this is very useful for a lot of club owners to use when you need basically to mash textures together that aren't playing nicely together. And we can still utilize that even with light 1. So let's see. Double down. Let's see. You could start turning the lights off when you move to hell. Oh, yeah, that's an idea. Yeah. So, that could be interesting. Yeah. You already have to swap the barriers anyway. That's true. Yeah, that's true. I know that's something we'll have to keep that in mind. That's something good and worth keeping in mind is this idea that there is a level of that you and your crew are okay with manually adjusting stuff as the night goes on, because you already do it. I mean, you already do that with your heaven and hell switch and opening and closing the things. So that's okay. We might be able to play into that. We might be able to make use of that, right? Okay, so making some notes here. Make sure to be able to swap things out. Make use, potentially, of being able to swap things out midway through the night. For hell, we're thinking lots of spiky elements, lots of dark metalwork, lots of dark metalwork, and yeah, I think lots of like dark metalwork. Obviously fire. I mean, that's just a given for sure. Fire and red tones, right? Fire. But like that dark steely look, right? And a bit of intricacy, like ornateness, but in a way that doesn't feel too angelic, right? I think we need that. It is a bit gothic, right? It is a bit of a gothic cathedral kind of vibe, where you get that almost like vampire castle or like very dark temple or church kind of thing going on. So we can lean into stuff like that. Oh man, okay. So I'll have to see if we can figure out how to work this with these pillars too. So another thought initially, is if we're going for the more classical looking hell vibe, the Hingen pillars don't really fit. But I know that would be potentially a lot of item slots used just to cover them up. So maybe there's a way to make it sort of like Asian demon infused. Either that, or maybe depending on the way we, shrink this down, we can actually cover up the pillars or, replace them or make use of them in a different kind of way. So that'll be something worth keeping in mind. Kind of nicely, I do think that the red squares on the ceiling actually are fine, or could work to our advantage. But yeah, I'm not that would be one thing, is thinking through if there's a more interesting thing we could do with the walls here, possibly the layout in general. I wonder if there would be even a, let's see. So, okay, so something else I do a lot when I'm working on a club is I walk the way that people will walk. And I think if you guys know my other clubs, then know my other clubs, especially if you've seen me do the walkthroughs of them or talk about them, then you know that I put a lot of weight on this moment where someone sort of turns the corner and gets to see something, you know? So at Ichi, right, like I walked this walkway down to the dance floor many times. Same thing at Prominence, where you turn the little corner after you get out of the elevator. And I think that it's very important to me to imagine what this feels like to someone walking into the club, right? And if possible, I think a really interesting thing to do with club design is to try to disjoint people from the pathways that they're used to walking, right? Because everybody, because everybody has, or most people have experienced walking in a large house, for example, or probably every size house. And so you know exactly where the stairs are, and you know exactly what is and isn't kind of the boundary of the wall. And I think that's something that I've always found very cool about custom builds is when you're able to change the layout and the way that the flow throughout the space works, that kind of disorients someone where they get to experience what feels like a very different shape of the build, right? Like what I mean by that, right, is something simply like when you walk down these steps, right? Everybody just walks down these normal steps. But like sometimes if someone has something going on here, or for example, like a level change where like this doesn't actually go all the way down to the floor, but they only walk down this set of steps, and then there's like a custom floor here, and they go boom, and I'm actually on the floor already. I feel like even something just simple like that can be really interesting for players because it really breaks up that, it's not monotony per se, but it does give them, I feel like it's a different experience, right? And it makes it more memorable, a bit more interesting to walk around the space. And I do think there's a chance to do that down here as well. Heaven, you actually already have that going on where you have the whole Stairway to Heaven thing. So I think that that's really cool already, right? Like, right, for anybody who's like joining us a bit late, I'll be right back down here, so you guys don't have to go anywhere. But just to show you guys, right, what I mean by that is when you walk in here, that's to hell, this is to heaven. And so here's like a great example of this, right? Where to get upstairs, instead of walking just straight through the main, stairway up here, you have this really cool ascension to heaven through the Stairway to Heaven, right? And this, like, I think really helps to reset someone's reference frame because they're like, okay, I don't really know where I just walked up to right now, right? And if you do housing a lot, or you're like, oh, there's the stair rail, but like, once you're down here, like, okay, I don't know, like how many people, okay, if I stand right here, how many people could tell me exactly where I am in the house right now, right? If I even just like turn my camera a little bit, if you're not used to housing, this area up here very quickly disjoints you from, I think, what you're used to feeling when you walk through a house. And that's really cool to me. This feels like a very custom space where immediately the player feels like, oh yeah, there's something really different going on here. And I think that's something that right now, I think another reason why Hell maybe feels a little flat, and why specifically you guys asked me to redo Hell, is partially because it is just, you walk down here and it is exactly the big box that comes with the house. This is exactly walking down into the full-on huge space down here. It's gated off a little bit in the back there, but for the most part, this is exactly the layout that comes with the large. And people who have gone clubbing in different venues, have walked that exact thing and felt this exact thing many times. And I think that's something then that's kind of will be cool if we can flip that around a little bit and give people the same kind of, you know, new vibe that they get when they go like up to heaven with the whole tunnel and the stairway to heaven thing, and see if we can maybe make a bit of a path to hell sort of thing going on, right? Or something that's a bit of an experience where it really sets the mood a bit more as they're descending into hell per se, right? I think I'd love to have a bit more of like a, just like there's a very clear ascending to heaven moment that you have. Thematically, I think it'd be very cool to have a very clear descending into hell or falling into hell kind of moment. So perhaps we can experiment with something like that. So, you know, like I think that would be very interesting. Do we have the same brain, Amelia? Dude, are we the same person?
Did we just become best friends?
Oh my god. Yeah, amazing. I didn't get a chance to see what you wrote to me in Discord. I haven't been able to check Discord yet. I've just been, so yeah, if you wrote that in Discord, oh my goodness. And yeah, no, right, Aramore? I think like lights to zero definitely looks like really good. Especially for, you know, dark style builds. I think it's so much moodier, right? If the lights are at zero in a way. But also light one can work, right? Like in this case, actually, I do think, you know, with these chandeliers, actually, this kind of cool because the chandeliers have that really jagged, spiky thing going on. So actually, I mean, I do kind of like that the chandeliers are that way, right? But, so, you know, like here's like an interesting initial thought too, right? Is even if the lights are off, potentially there's a way where we still utilize the chandelier shape to our advantage, but we just put our own custom lighting into the chandelier. Because like, for example, the chandelier has a huge hole in the middle, right? So, I mean, I think you can imagine then with using a little bit of custom lighting and floating techniques and stuff, we can create a custom chandelier that makes use of all these spiky elements to give us some, you know, I guess free decorative elements, and still make it look like the chandeliers are illuminated, even if they are in fact at light zero, right? So this is potentially, you know, a little bit of creative outside the box thinking where some things like wall designs, right? Or chandelier designs, sometimes don't think of them literally. Like, I think some of you guys maybe have seen this, noticed this at prominence, right? But like, I don't use the chandelier at prominence like a chandelier. I use it like an architectural element, right? And I think that that's, in my opinion, a bit of an underutilized thing in a lot of people's builds, is making use of the fact that you have a very unique object in the chandelier shape. And a lot of the chandeliers are really big, especially in a large with the chandelier like right above the stairwell. But even down here, right, you have a bunch of extra potential visual elements to utilize. And I do feel like a lot of times people just have the chandelier as a chandelier. And that's not necessarily wrong, but I do think, especially if you have like custom ceilings and stuff happening, that's a missed opportunity potentially to fuse your chandelier into your custom ceiling and use it as like an extra bonus architectural element, right? So that's, yeah, I think that's the way that I will probably approach potentially reworking the chandeliers in this build, is maybe either swapping them out to something that maybe fits with whatever vibe or the aesthetic we're going for, or even just trying to utilize them as their own individual elements. So Kiko, I'm guessing you're doting and bowing because you're heading out. So good luck. I know you mentioned that you had another gig or something that you had tonight, so good luck at that. You're headed off to that. Oh yeah, I see you saying it in chat too. You have to leave and prep for your venue job. Have fun. Good luck out there. We'll definitely see you soon. We'll see you on Wednesday for Prominence. Fuck yeah. If nothing else. Wow, look, we got really quite a crew going on here. Yeah, so I have to leave and prep for my venue job. I feel like... Oh, and Master Wolf, hello. Welcome back to the stream. I feel like you're the only one who fits the hell vibe. Yeah, so right now, I'm guessing that's you, right there. There you go, yeah, that's you. So The reason everybody's in like pajamas and fat cat attire is because I believe they're having a pajama/fat cat night tonight at this club, which opens in 15 minutes actually. So we're gonna have to wrap this up a little bit shortly here. As they open the club, I guess technically we don't have to leave because they can just open the club and do their thing, and maybe you can even see a little bit of it in action. But yeah, this club is actually going to open up very shortly, and you guys can all experience it. So let's see. Yeah, so I think that already is a good bit of reference points for this. Same thing here, actually. You know, too, with like these like giant these giant things. I definitely feel like there's going to be a level of I want to go through the housing menu here and look through all of these, right? And see, like here's an example, right? Big ass pointy thing. Okay, maybe we can use that, right? Gonna go through all these different stuffs here and look what looks very demonic, right? So here's some more flames. I don't know, that looks a little bit too cartoony, but like maybe we can use the flames or the smokestack or something right here, like smoke for something. Right, looking for different architecture elements. This obviously matches very well with this, you know, and some of the other Ishgardian stuff. So maybe they can do that. And we will, yeah, I think even the bar here too. I think we want to theme the bar even more like hell, because I think the bar right now doesn't feel nearly as hell-themed as, for example, this, right? This is very like, you know, spooky hellscape thing. And I think that the bar is not bad. It's just that I think we can definitely get the bar feeling more in the theme, and very, you know, dark and hellish and stuff. So, yeah, I'll have to sketch some stuff out and look through some more reference things. And I think probably what's gonna happen in the next week or so here is I'll be going through a lot of ideas, probably trying some stuff out, and probably going through the housing menu many times and looking through all the different items, or going through housing item websites even, and just looking through, right? I literally, Rolf knows this, and as he watched me build Ichi, but sometimes he wouldn't know what's going on. You now on stream will see me doing this live, but a lot of times he would just see me like staring at a wall somewhere, like in a corner or something. And what I was doing is going like this, right? Like going through the housing menu and being, for example, what could go up here? I want some chairs here. What am I gonna do there? Okay, and I would just go like this and go through this. No, not that, not that, not that, not that, not that, you know. Oh, maybe this. Okay, this may be like up here, right? But like to an outside perspective who's not watching me stream, they just looks like I'm staring at a wall. But a lot of the initial stages of building, and frankly even during building, is experimenting with all the different items to try to find out what is the perfect fit, you know, and what matches texture and design-wise with the kind of overall look and feel and vibe that we're going for. And I think a big thing as we start this thing is creating a sort of the building blocks, right? We need a palette of like we need a mood board and like sort of like some core elements, some core structural and design elements that really anchor everything, and then everything gets built upon that. So like for example, I think this is a great one where, because we are going with the whole hell demon thing, I think starting with saying like, okay, we're definitely going to use this, and using this then as like, okay, so is this now maybe our base color palette, right? For hell, right? So the the sort of metal work should kind of line up with this and have this sort of dark steel look, right? So we can easily quickly nix out things that are like blue, for example, or that have maybe too much crazy gold going on, or if they're too bright in appearance, like they can't be dyed dark. Except for potentially maybe like pops of bright red or something, you know, blood red, like how we have the red carpet here. And I think starting with a few of those very core elements and maybe even coming up with a couple initial design patterns that get repeated throughout the build. For example, I think we mentioned earlier about having a very spiky kind of architecture down here. And I think one of the first things that I'm going to try to build out is, okay, what does that spiky architecture look like, right? Like, what's a design pattern that maybe we can use as a repeating element to create some of that demon vibe in here, right? And then once we have that, we can start sort of laying out a rough blocking of the layout of the club, or the new area of the club and the dance floor, and kind of using some of those elements to frame it. And then we start to get a vibe, right? Then we start to get like a flow and a feel for like where it's all going. And then I feel like once we have that, then it's a matter of just like filling in between and everything, right? So let's see here. Let me see the chat here. So we have to lock you in the hell. Okay, yeah, you guys are gonna start closing off the hell. No worries, yeah. I know you guys got to get ready for the club. By the way, so I don't know if Amelia already ran off, but Amelia, is it you who's playing tonight? I want to raid the people in this stream on over right into the club. Am I raiding Amelia? She's up first? Okay, cool. So, worth noting too, for anybody who is maybe not aware of me and my builds or how I do this. So we're building in a large. We have 400 out of 400 item slots. I'm going to use basically every single one of those item slots. We're building all 3 floors: heaven up top, purgatory in the middle, hell in the bottom. And I'm going to be doing everything without usage of any third-party tools. So I don't know. I didn't really like deep dive into every positioning of the items here, but everything that I'm going to be doing is all going to be done without usage of any third-party tools. So no building in the I'm not going to build in the void or anything. I'm not going to shove stuff way into the floor and that kind of stuff. So again, I've said it before. I'll say it again. It's not for me to police whether someone does or doesn't use third-party tools, but just know that here on my stream, I have never used them and I won't use them. And I frankly don't even know how to use them. I literally don't. I've never had them, so I don't even know how they work. So just letting you know, everything that we're going to build here is going to be just done in the base game. So, I know a lot of folks watching this now, or maybe if you're watching this on my YouTube channel here in the future, first of all, hello, welcome, glad to have you here on the YouTube channel. Yeah, this is going to be all very much possible just within the base game, using only the in-game glitch methods, in-game techniques, which I teach on my YouTube. I've taught them on my previous stream, and I'm working on some even more specific content around that. But yeah, so just want to say, I'm not going to be doing any weird trickery or anything like that. I do want to. A big thing I want to show everybody is that it's not magic and it's not like trickery or anything like that. You're gonna get to see how a lot of this gets made, how a lot of this gets put together, and hopefully that will be inspiring and maybe a bit eye-opening for some people who want to do this themselves, or even rework their own clubs or something, or just to know that this is how it's done, and this is all the thought that goes into some of these things, right? So in starting to wrap up this first this stream here, does anybody have any questions? Any kind of open Q&A? Any thoughts, any questions for anybody out there? And for while you're typing out your questions and stuff, just want to again give a shout out, first of all, to the wonderful folks here of Eluded Ecstasy and the FC, Amelia Satella for bringing me onto this project. I'm very excited to give this a go. This will be the build project foreseeably probably for the next couple weeks as I'm working on this. And it will be a bit disjointed. I'm not going to build this entirely on stream because that would just, I wouldn't have enough time to do that. So some of this will be built off stream. So just know that, I'm going to try to show you snippets, basically like a look in wherever I'm at maybe throughout the build. And I'll try to fill in like what's happened in between each one, but it's not 100% going to be done on stream. For those of you who have followed my stream and maybe seen me do some concepts like from start to finish all on stream, this is going to be one where I'm going to have to work a bit off stream. And again, today was planning and kind of thinking through some of the initial stuff as well as just getting a feel of walking around the build. And then we are going to, next Monday, pick back up and continue working on this wherever I'm at with this build. But this Thursday and Friday, we have the housing tour of the challenge builds, or the build challenge builds. And for anybody who was not here at the start of the stream, here's a quick explanation of what that is. I put out a build challenge to all the housing designers out there, both in my stream, in my Discord, and on Twitch, or Twitter, rather. And basically, the idea was everybody is going to build in the same size space, so an apartment or an FC room. They're going to build with the same time frame, so I told everybody what the prompt was on September 19th, and they have until this Thursday to complete their builds. And everybody's building with the same initial prompt, which is the theme of Under the Stars, and that is very much open for everyone's interpretation. And the whole vibe here is basically just letting people experiment and see what they can come up with using this sort of a bit narrowed, imagine that you were commissioned and someone said, I want something that evokes this, Under the Stars, right? And then they said, but as for that, I trust your design sense, go crazy. And like, what would they do with that? How would 10, in this case, it's going to be about 14 designers over the course of 2 days that we're going to showcase. And we're going to see how each one of them totally separately from each other has interpreted that same prompt. So everybody is welcome to come along with the tour. It's this Thursday and Friday, 4 to 7 p.m. PST. And it'll be right here on my stream. And you're more than welcome to come join in game. The majority of it will be on the NA data centers, so Ether, Primal, and Crystal. And so if you have a character on those servers or would like to make one, you'd be more than welcome to come join along or just follow along and stream if you want. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's not a competition. It's really, this is not a competition. It's really just seeing how creative everyone is and going to nerd out about awesome design and how people, interpret different art, the different people's artistic sense kind of gets manifested. So we even have some of our designers actually in here. So like Maple's one of them. So we'll be seeing Maple's build Thursday and Friday. I think this is someone, I don't know. I don't think you have a build thing. This is Joe. Hi, Joe. But yeah, a bunch of the people also here. Liara was here earlier. She has a build on there. A bunch of people you heard in the, chime in on the stream here have builds. So yeah, super excited. It's going to be awesome. I also have not seen any of these builds. I intentionally told everybody build in secret, and we're only going to reveal our builds. I'm asking everyone to post their builds to Twitter if they want, using the hashtag Noa Saitoshii build challenge there. But only starting on Thursday. So on Thursday, the day of the tour, is when I'm asking that everyone starts posting about their builds if they want to Twitter. And then on stream too, I'm going to be going in blind and seeing and reacting to all these for the first time live on stream with you all. So it's always a fun time for me too, because I have no idea what to expect, especially in this case because I've asked that I see nothing. So, so I will be going in totally blind here. If anybody would like to still jump in on this challenge, I pretty much full up on the tour space, but if you want to just build to that prompt and you just want to have some fun with it, I totally welcome it. You still have time. I ask that everybody just stops building the night before the tour, right? So the tour is this Thursday. Just ideally stop Wednesday night, basically, right? So you have a couple days still if you want to join in on this. If you want the rules for that, you can check out my Twitter. It's not, I think it's like, it's either the pinned comment. Let me check actually. Yeah, it's the pinned tweet. The pinned tweet at the top of my Twitter has all the rules and info that you need if you want to jump in on this, or if you just want to like find out more about it. So there's my Twitter link. You can go right to it and take a look at that. K-Mono, welcome to the stream. You just stumbled upon this and you're like, you know this place? Yeah, you know Eluded Ecstasy? I think a lot of people do. So K-Mono, since you just joined us, so the whole thing here is I'm going to be rebuilding a bunch of Eluded Ecstasy. So it's open now, that's true. They're playing upstairs at Heaven. So I'm not going to be doing anything at this current moment because yes, the club is now open. And I will try, let me maybe aim my camera a little bit away. I don't want to confuse people who think that I am streaming and performing at Eluded Ecstasy. But yeah, so to say, I'm going to be working on a bit of a rework, quite a substantial rework and redesign coming soon. And I'm going to be doing a lot of it live on stream here. So if you are interested at all, yeah, follow me here and come join me next Thursday or next Monday and Thursday is when I'll be working again on this build. And this Thursday and Friday we'll have the build challenge tour. So it'll be really fun. I know so many people, including myself, are very much looking forward to that. I'm gonna wrap this up, I think, here. For anybody who is not aware, I stream both housing and DJ sets regularly in 14. I stream housing every Monday and Thursday, and this time I'm adding an extra Friday. But I always stream every Monday and Thursday, 4 to 6 p.m. PST for housing. DJ sets, it varies by week, but I also own my own nightclub. It's called Prominence Nightclub, and it is going to be open the next opening for Prominence, and I will be performing, is this Wednesday from 7 to 10 p.m. PST. There's the link to the card if you want to check out Prominence's website. Would love to have you. It's a club that I built myself, and I'll be DJing at. So would hopefully love to see a lot of the folks from this stream come out and check out Prominence. Would love to have you, yeah, this Wednesday, 7 to 10 p.m. PST. And if you like the stream and want to be kept in the loop of when I stream again and get notifications for that, even if you'd like, you don't have to, but if you'd like notifications or even to just have a place to go to find out what's all my upcoming stuff, here is a link to my Discord. And that is probably the best way for you to keep up to date with all the things that I'm going to be doing. And it's where I'm going to be running community events, future housing tours, the housing tour from this Friday and Thursday. It'll all be there. So yeah, if any of you would like to join that, would love to have you in there. Amelia just joined today. So yeah, new CO2, thank you very much for that follow. Welcome to the stream. Coming in here right as the stream's ending, but thank you so much for that follow. And hopefully you'll come back for Wednesday at Prominence as well as Thursday and Friday, maybe for the tour. Thank you so much to everybody we got a hype train this stream. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much everybody for the hype train to start off the stream and for all the resubs. I know several people resubscribed as well. I very much appreciate it, everybody. Especially to Amelia for gifting a whole bunch of gift subs to people, and for Bode Oak, I think my first tier 3 sub? Question mark? I believe so. Yeah. So that's awesome. I need to work on some tier 2 and tier 3 special emotes. So don't worry. I see that. I'm on it. So a whole bunch of awesome stuff coming up. Thank you so much everybody for coming to the stream. Let's hopefully chat and meet again soon. I very much yeah. For those of you who are regulars, you know I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for being here. For those of you who are new, welcome. I hope you had a good time. I hope you learned something and hopefully enjoyed the vibe and you know how this goes down. Today we didn't really do any building, but don't worry. Next week we'll be full force in the building. So yeah, K-Mono, thank you very much for the follow as well. Thank you to everybody for those follows, for those subscribes, and for all the love and the hearts and the glow sticks in the chat. If you got subscriptions this stream, then you have access to all the hearts and the glow sticks that you're seeing these people post in chat right now. But yeah, for tonight, that's gonna be all from me. Imposter Noah here, on an alt to build this club. Signing off. I'll see y'all very soon. And I'm gonna raid us on over to Amelia Satella, the owner of this club, who is literally currently playing upstairs. In fact, I'm gonna run us up literally into the dance floor, and then I'll raid us over to Amelia. And here we go. Let's ascend back up into here. Trapped in hell forever. But here we go. Let's here we go. We have our door greeter because the club is open now. For anybody who wants to come to the club, this club is now open. And it's over on what was it? Mateus? Let me hold on a second. It is Mateus Shirogane, Ward 12, Plot 37, if you want to come join. And here we go. We're going to ascend right up to heaven here, then right over to Amelia. There we go. Here's the party going on up here. Just getting started. They just opened a few minutes ago. There's the hallway to the Heaven dance floor. And I believe tonight is Pajamas Fat Cat dance party. So you can see the vibe going on here. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. So yeah, get your ass on down here and come dance the night away with the wonderful Amelia Satella up here, and whom I'm going to raid us into right now. Thank you again, everybody. Have fun tonight. I'll see you all very soon. Tell Amelia I say hi. I'm going to tell her I say hi as well, actually. So, wherever the night takes you, take care. And for now, good evening and good night.